lawsuit that Dean the Great would be the downfall of the duo. But no, their latest argument exposed a bigger problem that has been festering between the two of them. The ego has finally gotten to Adrian Broner. He feels as though he's been carrying this content while Dean the Great receives views, the control, and the credit for it all. So it doesn't seem like the court cases will be the thing that ends the dynamic duo, but it may be the case of who deserves more credit that will bring them to their knees.
This okay? I ain't gonna lie. Shit don't work, my nigga. Bro, it's bad business, bro. It's bad, all that.
If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long, long way for the channel. Me and you have no beef. I understand how important and credible you guys are. Hell, you got me to 180-something thousand subscribers. And if you haven't, there's still an opportunity to join. Now, back into the video. Now, for the most part, Dean and AB have spent this past month really focusing on the boxing. They have big fights that are coming up very, very soon. And for what it's worth, they need these transformations that they've been taking, or else they'll get knocked out in the ring. And to give them their kudos and their credit, they have been taking it very, very seriously. The content has felt totally different. No longer we have alcohol or women or dice games involved. This is just good, clean, wholesome, and for the most part, inspirational moments that are caught on camera. And I don't know what happened along the lines, but at some point somebody said, hey guys, we do have to do some creative stuff. Inserts the talent show where the brawl of them all went down.
What's up, y'all? I'm LeRon Best.
What's your talent and where you from?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm basically that nigga, and I'm that bitch on roller skates.
Hey, get cuz up. Hey, roll cuz down the steps. Hey, security, man, roll cuz down the steps, man. Man, roll his dizzy ass down the steps.
While doing said talent show, Adrian Broner kept interrupting with his jokes, with his normal antics, with his normal behavior. Dean repeatedly has to tell him, yo, bro, chill out. You're messing things up.
We ain't gonna start sipping now, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Hey.
You getting serious. You getting serious. Nah, you getting serious.
I'm gone. This nigga got sentimental on me.
And Adrian Broner decides to take this personally. But it's something that Dean the Great said specifically to AB that I know got under his skin. And as somebody who has been in these exact same situations, I know exactly what's going on.
I don't give a fuck. My motherfucking business up, nigga. That money keep fucking up business, bro.
Now, as a real emotional nigga, I know exactly what that means. Fucking up the business, still with the program. I'm not gonna lie to you, those sound like real personal attacks. Those aren't things that you just say unprompted. Those are emotions and feelings that you've kind of either been burying or pity-patting around for a long time. The thing that made this argument so different is that there are none of the vices. The women aren't there, specifically in the manner of like twerking and, you know, we're trying to captivate their attention. There's definitely no alcohol. They're on this boxing journey. The money is there, but not in the same exact way. So when a normal Adrian Broner bit got Dean the Great so emotional, hell, got both of them so emotional, I thought to myself, that reminds me of this old saying that somebody told me. If you can only tolerate somebody with alcohol, then you probably can't tolerate them at all. And it seems as though both Dean the Great and Adrian Broner are finally sick of each other.
Okay? I ain't gonna lie.
I think a telltale sign that there was like a real deal issue going on is the fact that they cut this stream off, which was supposed to be some long marathon stream, 45 days, them getting prepared for it. If you are willing to break a marathon stream that you've continuously been on, then that means there is some true behind the scenes stuff that most of us are not privy to. Finally, when we saw these two back on camera, Dean the Great had been gone away from hours and AB didn't return until the next day. Now the argument may have ended when the cameras moved on, but Adrian Broner had already revealed another issue that could explain why this whole relationship feels different. When they came back to camera, something shifted, something changed. And the focus no longer became about the boxing match, but it became more about the numbers. And this is where things go downhill.
They got like a stop on my shit, so they got to, bro. I go live by myself.
What's good with you, Rube? What's the deal?
My shit just stayed at 2.5.
Appreciate you coming through, bro.
Going up. I got 186,000 some followers, but my shit only go to 2.5.
Shout out to the real ones tapping in, man. I'm trying to get my YouTube back together. Shadow Band has been dead for a cool minute, so I'm just trying to get it back going.
Always be within reach. TJ.
Appreciate you tapping the like button, man. That means a lot. Nice. Appreciate it, gang. I mean, it's gonna take a little bit, but right now it's dead. But it's all right. I ain't worried about it. Give me a few months to get back on it.
6. If we had to have some sort of objective rookie of the year
Stay
breakout
motivated,
year
yes,
type
sir.
of voting, he'd probably
Staying
be one of the
motivated,
finalists.
man.
But his questions are aligning with my questions. Why is he only averaging about 2,000 to 2,500 when he's doing these streams with Dean the Great? Now his claims are that normally when he's streaming by himself, he can do 10 to 15,000 alone. He's also making claims that his chat is moving much faster than Dean the Great's. Now, for what it's worth, this type of speculation is okay for us to do on this platform, Twitter, and in our public forums. But when friends, co-workers, people who are producing content together start questioning these numbers, then you can see that there is about to be a great divide. Somebody told me one time, and I know I keep referencing these old school sayings and phrases, but you want to mess with a man, you touch his money, you touch his women, and you touch his food. Now, ain't no food in this situation, and it damn sure ain't no women in here. Messing with the money, though, and how it's portrayed, displayed, and anything in between can be detrimental.
I tell this nigga I love this nigga every day because before I met this nigga, I was down to my dick. I ain't had nothing, y'all. He called me one day because he looked up to me all his whole life, still on my dick his whole life. And after the first stream, I've been like, this bitch.
This is a complete tonal shift from Adrian Broner, a man who was once grateful for the opportunity of a lifetime to change the trajectory of the path that he was going on, to go into the streaming world, build back up his funds, be able to provide for his family, is now looking at the dollars.
What you got going on, bro?
It makes sense.
You know why I fuck with my chat? It's all real motherfuckers in here. We don't do the bots and shit.
If you would have presented 2,000 to 2,500 live viewers to Adrian Broner 2, 3, or even 4 months ago, he would have fell to his knees and been overly grateful about what's going on. Now he's starting to do the math, and it's not adding up to what it's supposed to be. Now, is he justified? I truly believe so. But with that being said, I understand that this can create the vision of a lifetime between two people who are supposed to be friends, brothers, and most importantly, business partners. None of this stuff proves that Adrian Broner is being intentionally capped on his views. None of this proves
Taking
that
a
Dean
break.
is view by
Nice,
What
nice.
it does show is that Adrian
Ain't nothing wrong with
feels
that.
There's some unfair treatment going on.
Cheers, brother. I appreciate you tapping in, man. You the first one to come through the live, man. For me, just going coming through, starting live again.
It would only make sense that Dean the Great would go out of his way in order to provide for Adrian Broner to create content on his own in order to keep him satisfied for what the issues are today.
I know there's a lot of his communities in my chat spam hating. So what I did for y'all, so y'all can get off my dick, I got him his own cameraman on my tab. He got to sell this shit, bro. I can't be the pilot every time.
Not to be Mr. Psychoanalyzed, but I could see what was going on in his eyes. And you got the cameraman on your tab. I know exactly where this is going. While Adrian Broner sees himself as the engine of the partnership, Dean sees it a totally different way. And right now, the scenes are starting to split on a dynamic duo that is supposed to be just getting started in the content space. You have to applaud what Dean the Great has done for Adrian Broner, even if, and this is, of course, sans the problematic stuff. We'll get into that in 2 seconds. But ultimately, he has brought him to a different level of fame and notoriety that he hasn't had since his boxing days. Adrian Broner brings the comedic relief, he brings the timing, he brings the antics, he brings the funny, all these different things. But Dean the Great brings the structure behind it all. He brings the organization, and he sets up a good hitman for killing people with laughter and kindness and stuff like that. Now, I believe that this combination is perfect for the on-camera stuff, but that doesn't mean that we can't take care of the stuff behind the scenes. And the stuff that's being displayed on camera is something that I think a lot of people have been thinking has been bubbling up over the course of a few months at this point. The fights used to be funny, they used to be laughable, but as somebody who is a man who has dealt with other men, specifically in the realm of business, I can kind of tell when somebody's being serious and when somebody's laughing, and usually you don't have laughs and kiki moments about money. That is not something that you do at all, and I think a lot of people watching this video, because I have a pretty dominating male audience, will know exactly what I'm talking about. You're not joking with somebody else about money or contributions to a project that ultimately lead in money or anything of the nature that surrounds itself with money. It's just not happening. It's not positive. And the sad part about it is that they both are going to need each other in order to get through their up and coming court battles that they have going on. You know, Dean the Great facing 15 years, and you know, Adrian Broner facing these charges about him dumping buckets of water on a woman for not having schmexual intercourse or favors with him. Caught on stream, by the way. For frank enough. They're definitely gonna need to pay for it. Legal fees, set up good PR for each other, all these different things. And honestly, if they broke up right now, it'd probably lead to bad content, like worse content, not from like a cool, this is fun perspective, but from the perspective of, hey, I'm gonna get myself in trouble. So while Adrian Broner and Dean Drake returned to the stream the next day like nothing happened, I would go as far as to say that's probably not the best thing to do. Maybe they did it behind closed doors, but ignoring the argument won't fix what caused it. The problem is no longer about alcohol or women or money. It's about getting the credit. It's about the egos stepping in front of this. It's about, am I getting my just desserts for what's going on? Why is he getting more notoriety? The problem now is that both men believe that one needs one more than the other. And this is just a PSA warning to Adrian Broner, Dean the Great, and anybody else who's doing any sort of group content, or hell, you don't even have to be doing content. You could just be doing in different endeavors and stuff like that from a business perspective with multiple people or two people, whatever the case may be. If you partner up, you do business, heed this warning. Once somebody starts keeping score, you need to either settle it right now.
What up, Jack? Thank for the like, appreciate it. You just second one to come through and show some love, appreciate it, man.
Good YouTube rich show, boy. Kevo, back again with another one. Hold on. Simple. So Famous Dex get brought on to AB Stream, man. Shout out Famous Dex, man. If y'all wasn't on Famous Dex that late 2015, early 2016, simple. Y'all wasn't on SoundCloud.
If a nigga thinks that's gay, you're gay. Hello. If you're thinking of your brother and all that, you're gay, man. Hello. I thought you were gay.
Dang.
You got it. You want me to say amen first? Hey, my petty, handsome motherfucker. I ain't bring no girls around because you. This don't carry this luxury shit though. See, I got it on me too, this luxury shit. Don't carry.
Lay down.
My mom beat that though.
Don't carry though. Don't carry. Got my nigga doing AP right.
Hey, fuck cancer in the chat, bitch!
Yeah.
Hold on, fuck cancer in the motherfucking chat.
Go lay down.
That's ain't nothing to play with, bro.
Right on. Are you
I ain't gonna lie to you though. Hey though, niggas better quit playing for they get in the backpack.
Damn.
I'm putting nigga in a backpack. Keep playing. Keep playing. Explore the explorer, nigga. Backpack. Explorer, nigga.
It's fire, bro. Hey, thank you, bro. You like it?
You already know, nigga. Hey, put a nigga in a backpack, nigga. Stop playing, bro. Hey, y'all think I got energy? Watch your fucking mouth, nigga. You ain't never been put in a backpack, nigga. Quit playing.
Backpack is crazy.
What's wrong with y'all two, bro?
You gotta fold it, nigga.
Help, bro. so I'm right with legends, nigga. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
It is.
Hey, hey.
Let's just go. Graham. Tell Cuz take a flick though. Well, my phone's up there.
What's going on?
Like I ain't been in, like I don't look good.
Okay.
Like my body don't look good. My body don't look good.
That nigga say he's. This nigga D crazy. Look at D. Like, hold on. Yeah. Your body do look good. Hold on. Yeah. Look at D.
Like my body don't look good.
She say,
Yeah, like my body don't look good. Yeah, come on now. My son. I'm back cut. Living all over. I've been doing my thing.
Hey, baby, where my phone's at?
Come on, son. Come on, son.
There's a light right here.
this fuck. They going crazy.
Cut in the middle.
Oh my God, I need them. Oh my mama, I need them. Them on my page. I need them. That's my next post.
For the next 3 to 8 years of their lives, they will spend nearly every waking moment.
The reason why I drink my water is going on. I don't.
You go a lot. Appreciate the like. Thank you. What's good, Paxton?
I like that. This right here is a good moment right here, man.
What's good with it, bro?
No, hold on, hit the like button.
What's going on?
The boy trying to get his channel back,
Hold on.
back in the algorithm, man. Just chilling. Same thing. Watch a couple videos, man. Nothing too much.
That is Mexican Independence Day weekend. In the past, the La Jolla would be on there. Floyd took it over a little bit. Canelo took it over. And so what you're seeing here is a jockeying for position between a David Benavidez, a Ryan Garcia. That gate is now open.
Fight fans,
Yep,
welcome back.
Yes, sir.
Villains are needed in boxing.
And in a movie, you need the hero and the villain.
They provoke emotion, drive interest, and force us to pick a side.
It's a dangerous fight for him. I'm afraid I think he'll get knocked out by Ryan Garcia.
But be warned, it's a role that comes with more scrutiny than any other. And once your antics put you under the elite level spotlight, you better hope your fists can back it up.
But there's a difference between that and beating Ryan Garcia. Like having balls and being a good marketer is different than beating a title contender, right?
He's got to say, with his performance in this fight, I'm one of you.
Two of the most polarizing figures in combat sports today. One, a proven world beater with hand speed that you just can't prepare for.
Let me tell you, look at shock on the face of Mario Barrios.
He's got energy. I like him. I like watching him fight. When he fights, I want to tune in.
The other, still shrouded in uncertainty, but with the build quality and namesake of a Porsche 911. Flawed characters, yet equally capable of producing that split-second crowd silencer. Ryan Garcia
I'm not gonna get him like.
versus Conor Benn.
Garcia, keep my belt warm. I'm ready.
Welcome to a Motivedia presentation.
Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn is a done deal. Golden Boy Promotions and Salah made it happen. It's the fight Ryan asked for. It's on, baby. T-Mobile Arena, September 12th. Let's go.
It's not for everybody, but after an eventful start to the year, it's probably fair to place Conor Benn as boxing's biggest villain.
I think after the 2 failed drug tests, the way that the kid's personality changed massively and become arrogant in many ways and sort of turned against the public, turned against all of us, the journalists.
Conor Benn, I just want to say hello to him. He's knocked the microphone off. He doesn't want to talk tonight.
You know, I go, this is sort of like the final nail in the coffin, isn't it?
Conor Benn leaves his beloved matchroom for Zuffa Boxing and Dana White. The pictures of Dana and Conor. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a really interesting time for boxing.
A role he's doubled down on since crossing the pond to take aim at all of America's top talents.
Now to 147. What's next for Conor Benn? All of them Yanks can get it. Any day of the week and twice on Sundays.
Genuinely, hand on heart, all of them can get it. I'll come over here. I'll fight all the Americans. They're all great fighters. For me, there's nothing for me back home that I'm interested in. I'm here because I want to make the biggest fights possible. I want to make the most memorable nights in boxing. Something to remember, history made, legacy made. That's why I'm here. So whoever wants it can get it.
You know, it's that fighting spirit. It's the Ben gene, isn't it? It's the Ben bloodline. That's within a big. That's what I like.
Calling out Haney.
He wasn't even in my radar, Haney. You know, Bill Haney mentioned my name. I said, yeah, no problem, let's get a fight on.
Sizing up Raleigh.
Would you like to face Conor Benn? I don't care about that, dude.
And trash-talking Shakur.
I saw you on the screen. You went in the ring after Shakur Stevenson won his fight.
Well, you're too small for me. I'm tiny. I'm tiny. My skills is too much. You can't punch. Okay. You don't think he's one of the biggest names in the sport right now? For me, not at all. No. No, I wouldn't say. Was that fight against Ryan Garcia exciting?
But it was a fiery confrontation with Ryan Garcia at the Ring Magazine Awards ceremony that seemed to tick the most boxes, hold the most weight, and feel the most authentic.
How did it go?
The internet finally turned on Suburb Baby. Now, this is not a title that I'm excited about, man, because I'm going to let y'all know right now. I was rooting for bro. I'm still rooting for
Save 35% and shop all their favorites. From food they love to all the fun. For air for Lear Chewy.
And don't get it twisted. I already know some of what's going to be in this video just because I've been studying the game. And Suburb Baby's alright, man. Just know, anybody hating is hating on the outside of the club. My nigga's still making his money on. He did what he's supposed to do. But we're going to get into the nitty and gritty, man. Let's get right into it. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Where you at, family? Let's get to it.
So we saw the birth of an up-and-coming star in the streaming industry named Suburb Baby. Suburb Baby's budding streaming career could be attributed to winning MVP at Stream University. of an up-and-coming star in the streaming industry named Suburb Baby. Suburb Baby's budding streaming career could be attributed to winning MVP at Stream University.
The MVP award goes to Suburb Baby.
Oh, we got 101K in the chat. Lame ass watching me do nothing but bullet. Man, if you don't get a job, I'm over here committing crimes. You watching me get inspired, going with the world these days.
Seemingly overnight, he went from having hundreds of live viewers to tens of thousands of live viewers. Now, most people would say, hey, if you are the winner and most entertaining person at Streaming University, the biggest streaming event of the year, then naturally you would have such wild leaps and jumps. But the internet did what it does with all of the new and up-and-coming Twitch streamers, and they accused Suburb Baby of not just getting his success from Streaming University, but also being a view botter.
Oh, y'all doing it. I already told you. Someone's body made. I'm trying to get it going. Y'all don't listen. What do you want me to do? You can't give me a valid answer. You're just gonna keep talking. What are you talking about? I'm being bodied. I can't stop it immediately. He just want me to do something right.
Now, why people would bot Suburb Baby, hell, I don't know. Maybe we'll explore that a little bit later in the video. But once he was calling these people out, well, the botting stopped and the viewers dropped. He would go from 85,000 people in his chat to just 6,000 people. And that raised a lot of red flags.
How do you go from 83 to 6K? Just how you went from being yourself to writing. Because, people can do a much. They said bro only had 6,000 viewers and they laughed. Tim, how much do you have? Bro was laughing at 6. You know you can be a millionaire with 6K viewers, right? Bro, how much do you have? Bro, no, bro.
Now, for what it's worth, this doesn't mean that Suburb Baby was exposed, but it did mean that Twitch allowed fake viewers to become a part of his success story. And that made it harder to separate the numbers that he actually earned from the success that he never asked for. But now the real test begins. Can Suburb Baby actually turn those thousands of genuine viewers who stayed into a long-lasting career? Or are they going to be Thanos snapped and deleted just like those bots were?
Ooh, this looks nice. What is this? That's a good deal right there. Buy one, get one free. Should I get it in black? It's 10 cents, but I gotta pay for shipping, so it's really like $8? What is this? Alright, whatever. I'm gonna get it anyway. Put my credit card information in. And shipped. It's coming in 2 weeks. Bro, I'm getting all these pop-ups. No, I don't want insurance. What is this? A timeshare? I don't need a timeshare. I got too many bills right now. Health supplements? What? I don't need them. Maybe I do, but I don't need this right now. 90 Bollywood movies for 5 cents? Yeah, no, I'm not doing this. Yo, just a minute. Yo, Jill, just a minute. Relax, I'm doing something right now.
Yeah, remember when you were buying shower shoes last week? That's how I got that email. That's how I got that address. To Proton Mail, so you can transition on your own. Meteoric rise like a Suburb Baby was botted or not. If we look at his Twitch tracker, he went from 100 live viewers to hundreds of thousands of live viewers. And granted, it was during some situations where Kai Cenat, Duke Dennis, Agent, Ray, GDG, the biggest streamers in the game, may potentially be on his camera. But ultimately, they were on other cameras as well. And those cameras didn't reach those viewership numbers during that time. So why Suburb Baby?
If our stream is being viewed by it, what the fuck made you think I get it? Out of all people, I don't know how to fucking view by it. I would understand if you niggas said, oh, you're being viewed by it. But you're doing it, bitch. Like, I don't fucking know how to do that.
Right. Again, I'm not making any sorts of accusations about whether he did or did not do this, but when your chat says 80K but moves more like 3,000, then I think it's very valid and fair for a lot of people to question if this is legitimate or not. Now, for what it's worth, the numbers changing don't take away the fact that Suburb Baby still did what he had to do in order to win the MVP of Streaming University. None of this proves that he actually purchased the actual bots. None of this proves that the previous viewership was fake or real. The only people that would know this stuff is Twitch and their internal data system. But even after said drop off from 80,000 to 6,000, that's still a major audience for what it's worth. But so now streamer Suburb Baby sits in this awkward position of celebrating this number and then having people accuse him of being some sort of cheater. But if he ignores them, then it almost feels like he has something that he's hiding. If he denies any responsibility, they'll say that he's lying. And now every future milestone that he accomplishes while he's streaming will be questioned. But see, this is where the story gets really interesting, because being view-botted is not the same as buying view. view bots. And I don't think that people understand that.
The bots are going away.
What are you bots?
Someone's body me.
So you so you can tell me, so how do you stop a view bot?
I don't know.
Yeah, how do
and
you
people
start
are
that?
thinking I'm doing it. Nigga, I don't know how to view bot. And you would think like these niggas could just get them gone.
So someone's view botting you, and how do you like tell them to stop?
You can't tell them to stop. Someone else has to just stop it. Like somebody higher up.
Hold on, Chad, does that shit cost money?
It does.
It does?
Someone obviously has money though. Streamers not the only niggas that have money. The niggas view bot and have money. Cause like right now I have 46K. Right now how many do you have? 43K. There's no way I have more than you.
I don't know, yeah.
I got a couple thousand in here, but I don't got no 46.
So okay, how much do you think you got in your chat right now?
13 maybe? I don't know.
So you guys don't think you have 13K?
It could be around 20, I don't know, but I know it's not 46.
I said earlier in the video, there are a plethora of reasons as to why somebody would be view botting, especially not like their own self view botting themselves. Maybe you're signed to a management company or a label and they would send view bots to your page to make you look like a bigger streamer. Maybe you are a fan of a streamer and instead of sending gifted subs, you might send view bots to this person. Now, people are more likely to enter a busier stream. Larger streamers feel like they are more important or there's something important going on. Clip pages start to look at them differently. The sponsorships that they get are bigger. Other creators become more interested in collaboration. There's so many reasons as to why somebody would be sending view bots to their favorite content creator or streamer's platform. But there are also negative impacts to view botting somebody. Somebody sees a meteoric rise like this, all of a sudden they become the talk of the town, but not necessarily for the good things. People start to question the integrity of said streamer. The real growth is no longer trusted, and then ultimately people don't want to be associated with them because they are a cheater. Or what could be even worse, Twitch could have a response to these view botting allegations, or at least what they think to be view botting allegations, and it can negatively impact the streamer. This is Twitch Support's method of combating those that are view botting. Today we are introducing a new enforcement type that we plan to roll out over the next few weeks. For channels identified as persistently view botting, we will apply a cap to the streamer CCV, concurrent viewers, for a fixed period of time on all Twitch surfaces. The cap will be based upon historical data regarding the creator's non-view botted traffic. Repeated violations will result in longer penalties. Streamers will be notified when an enforcement is applied, along with the duration of the penalty, and can appeal through the appeals portal. Twitch is basically saying that they'll throw a number on your page to say that, hey, this is what this person is getting based off of historical data. But there's so much context that's missing from this situation, and it could negatively impact somebody like a Suburb Baby. We know that he's had some sort of meteoric rise when it comes to Stream University, and I don't think, if it's true that he's not doing the botting himself, he should be negatively impacted based off of somebody else sending bots at him. Instead of portraying the true numbers that reflect the growth from Stream University, it'll ultimately show that he only has a couple hundred people because that's what the past 6, 7, 10 months have been saying about it. And now you have a situation in which a streamer is defending these numbers in order to clear their name, but only Twitch can do any sort of real investigation. So the problem isn't that just the bots can create this fake viewer count. The real problem is the influence that the fake number has on real people before Twitch can really get to it. Now, I'm not a big fan of this whole botting conversation because at the end of the day, you have to prove that you are still worthy to this audience that you fake captured or that you real captured due to fake me. And so Summer Baby is right. Even if he was botting himself, there is still a new floor that he has obtained through Streamer University. And the one thing that he needs to be weary about is the fact that in order to maintain this newfound viewership, you don't need to burn yourself out by giving all of your content, by pushing yourself to stream to all these different heights and limits and whatnot. Ultimately, you needed to slow down.
You've been streaming so fucking much. You know what I'm saying? I love the grind. Like, you be going fucking insane, bro. But I think though, I'm keep a buck, I really think you should like take a mental like slow down.
The bills don't care how you do it mentally. They just want the money.
Made a good point. Yeah. You know, you made an absolutely good fucking point. You know, I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Nigga, why you got 25 5-minute videos?
Streaming now. I just want you overworked.
Right.
Streaming now.
Relax, bro. That reminds me about your health, bro. You gotta know quick. Bro, be a human for once, brother. I ain't made it yet, nigga. Yes, you did, bitch. You got MVP. I ain't drawing it. You know what happened to me when I got MVP? I got the Ferrari, nigga.
Driving Lambs and Rolls is not all it comes out to be, bro. We got all that shit, bro. It's not all it
This thing got 25,000 videos. Y'all got it, I don't.
For what it's worth, I think the Suburb Baby has a big and bright future in the content creation game. He's low-key speed running through all of the goods, the bads, the ups and the downs, only a week after Streamer University, the event that platformed him to the newest heights. Now, with that being said, this speed run might ultimately be detrimental, but he's now got a solid foundation of about 6,000-ish people watching him live, and all he has to do is turn that into a loyal and consistent fan base. Even if it looks suspicious because people are claiming that he is botting, even if it looks suspicious because he can't clarify where these things came from, he now has to take the foundation that he's made and build some sort of career with that. But in the effort to do that, he cannot burn himself out. Trying to convince that 6,000 viewer fan base that you're not going anywhere is not consistent and persistent on whether or not you are live. If anything, I think that they would love and appreciate the fact that you kind of take time and build out some sort of plan things. You took time to breathe and relax and make better content the next day, all these other things. And put it to the true test. Go away for a couple days. See if they come back. That's how you'll know if you actually have a true audience. Ultimately, I'm proud of Suburb Baby for doing what he did during Streamer University and instantly rolling it over into the next phase of his career. But just because you got a taste of the success doesn't mean that you want to get strung out on it before you even get a chance to really, really reap the benefits of what you've got.
The Project Management Professional Certification is an investment in your
being a camera operators are like at the bottom. They treat us like
Most of you have probably seen Spider-Man Brand New Day, but did you know the movie was originally very different? Several scenes were deleted, major storylines were changed, and a number of characters and villains never made it into the final cut. Today, we're breaking down every major deleted scene, the alternate storylines, the scrapped villains, and all the massive changes that almost turn this into a completely different movie. But that's not all, because we'll also be talking about the huge report claiming Marvel Studios could be moving away from live-action Disney Plus shows altogether. So, let's get right into it. So let's start with how different this movie almost was, because the original version of Spider-Man Brand New Day was genuinely unrecognizable compared to what we actually got. According to Tom Holland, the original plan had no Hulk, no Ned, no MJ, and a completely different villain structure. And here is the wildest part. Sony's original intention was to use the Venom symbiote fragment that Eddie Brock left behind in the MCU at the end of No Way Home as the central plot device. The whole story was going to connect Tom Hardy's Venom universe directly with Tom Holland's Spider-Man in a way that finally bridged Sony's separate film universe with the MCU properly. Null, who appeared in the Venom Last Dance post-credit scene, was also reportedly going to appear as a subplot villain tying everything together. That is an enormously different movie than what we ended up seeing. On top of the Venom angle, Sony was trying to cast an entirely different main villain called Leper Queen, an anti-mutant character who fits perfectly into a story involving Jean Grey. Sony reportedly approached both Anne Hathaway and Sarah Snook for the role, but both declined because the part was not large enough to justify taking it. And this is actually not the first time Anne Hathaway has missed out on a Spider-Man film. She was originally cast as Black Cat in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 4, the film Sam Raimi was developing before it collapsed entirely. She was then reportedly considered again for another Spider-Man project after that. So Hathaway has now missed 3 separate Spider-Man opportunities at different points in her career. Now let's talk about the deleted scenes, because there are genuinely a lot of them. Director Destin Daniel Cretton confirmed in an interview that he had to cut a villain team-up sequence from the film, and he said it was genuinely painful to remove. An actor from the film also confirmed that a massive scene involving multiple big-name cast members was filmed and then cut entirely. Based on what we know about Sony's original Sinister Six ambitions, the theory is that this was the closest we came to seeing that classic villain lineup assembled on screen in an MCU film. Tom Holland also confirmed that there was originally a sequence where Peter has nightmares and physically transforms into Man-Spider, with multiple arms and multiple eyes growing from his body. This would have been a genuinely horrifying body horror sequence that leaned fully into the mutation storyline. But the film is rated PG-13, and that kind of sequence was simply too intense and disturbing to survive the rating requirements. Rosario Dawson has also confirmed that she filmed scenes as Claire Temple for this film. She was going to appear as a nurse in the hospital sequence where Punisher brings Peter in after getting shot. This would have been the first time Claire Temple and Frank Castle ever shared a scene, despite both having deep roots in the darker street-level corner of the Marvel Netflix universe. But the decision was made that including her made things too complicated and too connected to continuity that casual audiences might not remember. So those scenes were removed. And that wasn't the only major sequence that never made it into the final film. Reports suggest that Sony originally had much bigger plans for Spider-Man Brand New Day, including another multiverse storyline that could have brought Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back alongside Tom Holland. The movie was also expected to feature a massive action sequence with Spider-Man taking on multiple villains at once, recreating one of the most iconic comic book covers. However, those plans were ultimately abandoned as the movie shifted toward a more grounded street-level story, making Brand New Day a very different film from what was originally envisioned. One of the more visually interesting cut ideas involves Grey Hulk. Concept art and material from the film's art book both show a Grey Hulk design that was at one point being seriously considered for this film. Unlike the Professor Hulk or Smart Hulk that has dominated the character for the past several years, this Grey Hulk would have been just as massively powerful as the Savage Green Hulk, but with a completely different personality, more cunning and calculated rather than purely rage-driven. Given how incredible the Savage Hulk fight already is in the final film, a Grey Hulk version of that sequence would have been on an entirely different level. Now here is the detail that explains why Tom Holland's Spider-Man is not in Avengers Doomsday. The original release schedule had Brand New Day releasing after Doomsday, not before it. The two films were going to end at the same time, with Brand New Day's events happening simultaneously to Doomsday's events. That is why Peter is absent from the Avengers fight against Doom. But then Doomsday got delayed, and with both films already deep into simultaneous production, completely restructuring Tom Holland's involvement in Doomsday was essentially impossible. So the decision was made to send Peter directly to Secret Wars and bypass Doomsday almost entirely, with his stunt double reportedly filming a limited action sequence for the very end of Doomsday or its post-credit scene. On that same note, Tom Holland has confirmed that Miles Morales is coming to the MCU, but not until after Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse releases. The animated film needs to have its moment first, and then the MCU can introduce its own version of the character. Whether that happens in Spider-Man 5 or somewhere else in the franchise is still unclear. And Tombstone, who appears only briefly in Brand New Day despite clearly having more filmed material, is being deliberately held back for much larger roles in Spider-Man 5 and 6. Multiple Tombstone scenes were apparently filmed and then cut to preserve his impact for future films, where he will reportedly function as the primary villain. Now let's shift to the Marvel Disney Plus news, because this is genuinely significant. Industry insider, the Beyond Reporter, the same source who correctly predicted the Avengers Doomsday trailer release timing when everyone else got it wrong, is now reporting that Marvel Studios is moving away from live-action television on Disney Plus entirely and toward animation only going forward. And here's what makes this feel less like speculation and more like something that has already quietly begun. Marvel Studios currently has 0 confirmed live-action shows in pre-production except for Daredevil Born Again Season 3, which is already mostly filmed. Every other show that was once on the development slate has been scrapped. Wonder Man Season 2, gone. Cancelled just months after being greenlit despite receiving some of the best reviews a Marvel Disney Plus show has ever received. The reason behind all of this comes down to a simple financial reality. These live-action shows are expensive to produce, and they are not generating the Disney Plus subscriber numbers that would justify the cost. Wonder Man barely cracked the Nielsen Top 10 for its premiere episode, and then immediately fell out of the charts. The shows are not driving subscriptions, and they are increasingly disconnected from the films themselves, which removes the one argument that previously justified their existence. Without the crossover value and without the subscriber growth, there is no business case for continuing to make them at the scale they have been. After Daredevil Born Again Season 3 and Vision Quest wrap up, it looks like the live-action Marvel television era on Disney Plus may genuinely be coming to a close, with animation carrying the banner going forward through shows like X-Men '97 and Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So guys, that is everything. The original Brand New Day was almost a Venom crossover movie with completely different villains.